Good afternoon, dear students. This is the month of victory. In the year 1971, after a huge damage and fighting against the brutal Pakistani soldiers, our freedom fighters and all level peoples of the country, they fought against them and defeated them. And that was the greatest achievement in the world history. That it was a case of 9 months only. Within this 9 months, we defeated trained professional soldiers of Pakistan Army. In the world history is rare. And we achieved independent Bangladesh. So, grand salute to the freedom fighters and those who sacrificed their life during the war of liberation. After that, we are struggling a lot for the all-level developments. Now, Bangladesh is marching towards attaining glorified vision. So, you the students, you need to think and you need to develop yourself in the best possible way. Remembering the great sacrifice of the freedom fighters and 30 lakhs people of Bangladesh during the liberation war. Again, grand salute to the sacrificing souls during the liberation war 1971. Anyway, 16th December is our victory day, great victory day. In this pandemic situation, some restrictions are there, but even then, with our feelings, with our joy, with our emotions, sentiment, we need to observe the day and to commit for the development of country, development of the common people, mass people, development of employment generation, development of participation in the world market economy, development of our academic system, telecommunication system, world trade, more participation in the export market. Now we are exporting $40 billion, but we would like to increase 300 billion by 2030. Development in the health sector, development in the road transport communication sector, development in the export market, development of the skilled workforce. I mean, IT and telecommunication, at the same time, computer-aided manufacturing system, development of the marketing skill. So better to compete in the world market, not only world market, but also we need to compete foreign goods, which is coming in our country. And we are also manufacturing the same line product. There should have a competition for the better sustaining. You already know the development of Bangladesh for the breeze. Within very short time, that will be open for transportation and communication. Our roads, railways, multi locations are comprised with special economic zones. These are special economic zones which are developing very sophisticated and smart world market level. Dear students, you need to know 30 lakhs people sacrifice their lives for achieving independence from the brutal rulers of Pakistan. For our right, for human right, economic right, political right. So, that's 30 lakhs. You need to remember the sacrifice of the 30 lakhs people throughout the country. The total country was bloodshedded. Very tragic. We saw the liberation war. What a great sacrifice. Damages our roads, culvert, bridges, houses, markets, shopping centers, academic institutions. So many establishments were damaged. But this is the nation, Bengali of Bangladesh, is more excellent, most spirited nation. The whole world astonished. Even this pandemic situation, we are struggling and we are fighting for the best survival. Our intention, our attention to bring the country world market level with science and technology, health hygiene, food, nutrition, employment generation, quality control, and innovation, automation, and high-tech technology based, attaining better technology from the foreign countries, sophisticated countries. At the same time, Bangladesh is now marching towards the development of also militarily, economically, in all respects. Our military is now a powerful military. Our naval force, three-dimension based. Our air force is first quality. Our defenses, our paramilitary, all the up to world mark. Now, the friends of Bangladesh increasing to a great extent. And they are also extending their cooperations for the development of Bangladesh. So, you the students, you need to develop yourself. You need to learn your mother tongue very specifically, pinpoint the right way. At the same time, you need to learn English, Chinese, Japanese, Arabic languages for matching yourselves with the FDI based investing areas. Say for the major investors here coming from foreign countries are the Japanese investors. So if you learn Japanese language, then you can get job in the Japanese organizations. At the same time, if you learn Chinese, then you can get job in the Chinese organization. You learn Arabic languages, you can get job in the Arabic language based organizations. And English is mandatory, it's international language. So without any mere botheration, you need to learn English. Anyway, even then, all this respect, and again my grand salute to the freedom fighters and those who sacrificed their lives during the liberation war, that great 30 lakhs peoples. So now we have to discuss about the SME loan, SME foundation. It is the most important thing. World economy, if we observe, the Japanese economy, the Chinese economy of Singapore, economy of Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, all these countries stressed upon cottage and small industries, and after then they stressed towards the medium range industries, and then large scale industries. Small and cottage industries are very much effective for the employment generation programs, Initially, 50 years before, there was a huge stress from the Chinese government and the Japanese government to stress upon developing the small and cottage industries in China. They started manufacturing quality items in the small and cottage industries, and this provided them the ample opportunity of employment generation countrywide. So their purchasing capacity developed, and after that, with the development of the small and cottage industries, the march towards the medium scale industries. And successfully they attained the medium scale industries, and they started to capture the world market, major market share. And then the large scale industries is now enter China, Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Singapore, Vietnam, these are not countries. Rather better to say these are factories. And these factories are so sophisticated and specialized in nature. So, highly quality products they are manufacturing at the lowest cost. Now, Chinese export in the world market more than $1 trillion. How come? Why? Japanese export in the world market more than $700 billion. But about 12 years, Vietnam was in war against USA, and the entire country was destroyed almost during the war. But the nation is very much struggling and with commitment. Now, Vietnam is exporting about $300 billion. Once the economy of Vietnam was inferior than Bangladesh. South Korea, during the 1969, it was the poorest country in Asia. But now, South Korean export is about $800 billion. Vietnam is now exporting $300 billion. So we are also trying our level best. We have to develop our manufacturing system in such a manner so that this will be able to create a huge employment generation and more participation in the world market. Even then, now, Bangladesh is practicing for the development of small and cottage industries, SME loan, SME foundation. This SME foundation was developed, started 2004 and started 1994. 1994 as per the Company Act 12 November 2006. 2006 it got registration from Ministry of Commerce. 26 November 2006 Joint Stock Company registered and got the certificate. It's an independent and non-profit organization, non-profiteering organization. After then, advisor of ABM Mirza Azizul Islam declared 17 July 2007 in the Hotel Shonarga officially of SME Foundation, and government provided 200 crore taka initially for SME Foundation with a very nice view for the overall development of the entrepreneurs, the small and cottage industry entrepreneurs. There were some training programs, learning programs, teaching programs, and motivational programs, and to financially support and backup programs to boost up the small entrepreneurs of Bangladesh for small and cottage industries. But from my side, this is a very small funding. Actually, for SME foundation, for SME loan purposes, government needs to provide 20,000 crore taka. 20,000 crore taka, as per my observation. If the educated boys and girls, if they are trained up, and they are supported and cooperated both financially and from administration, it is quite possible from their side to develop the small and cottage industries or businesses also. Not only the manufacturing. What you see in this pandemic situation, the virtual marketing system has been developing. So the young chaps, young fellows, if they are trained up and if they are finance supported, backed by the administration, positively they will be able to extend their business. And even now in this situation, what we see, just without having support from the banks and financial institutions and from the government, they are doing very nice way. I just got astonished. There is a women entrepreneurship virtual communication group in Dinajpur. Very appreciatingly, they formed this group, virtual group, for women entrepreneurship development. About 7,000 women are connected and they are doing business and they have started business in their own periphery. And the virtual system, marketing system, is giving them ample opportunity for selling out their goods and materials within the group and outside the group. The people are becoming more inclined and interested for such type of business activities. This is also developing the e-commerce system, and very potentially the business persons, the small scale business persons, they are engaging themselves and doing better. So in this point of view, I think more training for the skill development and financial support and backup. At the same time, easiest manner to take license and the other paperwork, government needs to do it relaxed. So that would create a very natural system of employment generation. In this point, SME loan, potential services and training programs by SME Foundation can create a huge opportunity. And this sort of programs are not only performing in Bangladesh, also in India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and some surrounding countries. And Bangladesh, to some extent, we would like to say is the pioneer level. We are doing very well, and thanks to the young force and generations. So, I like to mention some objectives of SME loan. I just mentioning the points, not discussing in detail. As for functional objectives of the small and medium enterprises, SME Foundation, that is, number one, helping in implementing SME policies taken by the government. I told it earlier, the government has the policy for employment generation and manufacturing quality goods and services in the small scale, where investment is minimum, but effort is nice, and for employment generation also. Then the policy advocacy and research. Yes, research and policy advocacy is very much important. Very much pinpoint basis problem identification. At the same time, to find out the solutions, that is the very important thing. Multiplied problems are there in terms of investment, in terms of the high rate of interest, in terms of the marketing strategy, in terms of the transportation communication system, in terms of the government support cooperations, These things are very important thing. Also, unethical practices of the different organization levels for bribe and unhealthy, illegal transaction, all these things, they should be eliminated. So in the most relaxed manner, the SME business persons and the small, cottage industrialists, they can do their business very smoothly and skillfully. Also, jail trading, a small scale trading, is also concerned with this. Then the credit wholesaling functions. Credit wholesaling functions, yeah. Wholesaling functions also procuring, for the agricultural field, is very much important. This SME loan, this SME foundation can train up workforce. They can develop a workforce by this, which they can convert it as the entrepreneur. It is very much necessary and top urgent. Say for the fish plant, fish processing unit, food processing unit, and food and beverage, all these things, by providing SME backup and wholesaling business in this point, with the funding by the government, entrepreneurs can do the best. Then the capacity building and the development of efficiency. This is an important thing, a top urgent thing. Capacity development. Actually, we are providing multi-varied facilities, but it's not enough. What we need to develop capacity of the workforce and the entrepreneurs. If the entrepreneurs are very skilled and developed, so that they can do the better for manufacturing the goods and services in the right way, at the right cost, in the right time. So, capacity building is also a very important thing. Then there is a technological development and use. Nowadays, without technology, nothing can be manufactured. Even in the rural area, if we go and see traditional cart, that is also added with machine, motor. So very fastest movement has been developed in the rural area without investing a huge amount of money for purchasing motor like automobile. So operational use of computer-aided manufacturing system and the other sophisticated modern tools, we need to train up our workforce. Then development of the women entrepreneurship. 50% are women, so they can't keep themselves aside. They can't keep themselves aside from the or out from the entrepreneurship development. Nowadays, the huge number of women are now engaging themselves in the entrepreneurship development program countrywide. You find it within the Dhaka city for e-commerce based business. Dinajpur is the very export. Udyogta Dinajpur is a very important example. So this way, women entrepreneurship got developed. Women leadership, women entrepreneurship, and women association, women chamber. This is very important, very positive for the development. Then, in this point, SME Foundation can do better. But I think this should be extended, and they should have a countrywide branches. And the investment from the government side should be 200 crore taka is a very minimum and very mere. In this point, banks and financial institutions can come forward. At the same time, government needs to invest here about not more than 5,000 crore, 5 to 10,000 crore needed. And if this investment is provided, then that will create ample opportunity for creation of more than 1 crore employment countrywide. At the same time, the last point is development of quality of the products and helping certification of quality. Yeah, for ISO certificate, for ISO 9000, ISO 14000. This certification is for manufacturing quality goods and services. Standard and developed quality product and with right design and manufacturing process and modern and sophisticated packaging system and price, cost, all these things must be brought under the right quality and right system. Total manufacturing system should be updated. So this will bring the ample opportunity for the country. But not only these SME organizations can export their goods and services if all these things are very right in quality and in cost. So this can be exported to the foreign countries of the different other countries of the world. So thank you very much. Again, congratulations for the coming Victory Day, and grand salute to the freedom fighters and those who sacrificed their lives during the liberation war for their motherland. Thank you very much.